Okay, so I'm making this video to do a quick walkthrough for the sketch creation. This is just going to be the exercise. So with this, we're going to go ahead and click next. It's going to bring you over to our doc. It's going to tell you to begin the sketch on the front page, on the front plane. So I'm going to go over to OnShape. This is what the final sketch is going to look like. I'm going to actually make that sketch invisible while we work on the new sketch. So I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to start on the front plane. First thing that it tells you, click the front view. Boom. We're always going to move these in a way that I can see both my sketch as well as the directions. Okay. And if you want, you can hide this, get a better view. So first parts are already done. Click next. We're going to start our square, sketch our corner rectangle. Be sure that the origin is located at the midpoint, okay? And we're going to use construction lines for this line in between. Not too much. So when we come over here, we'll click our drop down. We're going to go to our corner rectangle. We're going to sketch. Now remember, OnShape is going to snap and turn yellow when you're on the lines. When we're on the line, I'm going to create my square, my rectangle, I should say. We'll come back and add a constraint for that midpoint, but first I'm going to create a line, and I'm going to make it a construction line. What construction lines would do, let me make this bigger so I can make sure I find the construction line. This is your construction line. It's just like an intends, so it's a line or a working line that you can use. You want to unclick construction line there. Now, we can tell that our midpoint is at our origin because of the way that this right now is showing. If we want to make sure that that's our midpoint, so this is midpoint right here, we can click this line, right? And then we can click origin. And you saw that this snapped in. Now we're at the midpoint. Okay, over there. Good, we're at the midpoint. We have our construction line at the origin. Next slide. So we're going to start sketching the rest of the sketch. I know that it seems very big jump, but you're already halfway there. So let's start with the 3-point arc. So if you look right here and click the drop down arrow, you can see that there's a 3-point circle. We need the 3-point arc. Now, moving my face out the way, I'm going to start here at this side. I'm going to start on this side, click both of those sides. I'm going to drag, and you see it snaps in place. That's where I want to leave the arc. Okay? Now, I'll give myself a little more room. If it's at a point where I feel that this was not long enough, I can click and actually stretch up. So I can press escape right now and get off of that. But I can click and actually stretch this higher if I want to, or stretch and get lower, wherever I feel like I want to put it. Okay? Now, the next part that we're going to do is we're going to draw the rest of this sketch. So let's make sure we get the line. Let's draw up. We can, if we just hover our mouse over here, we can see where the yellow lines are. This again will want to snap to where it's close to that line, and then we'll come down. And we more or less have finished our sketch. Now, you can see that these are not the same. They're off. That's fine. We're going to be able to add constraints. One, making this arc tangent, and also making sure that these lines are parallel to each other. So let's go through and work with some constraints, okay? So looking at some of them, these lines should be parallel. These lines should be tangent to this line, okay? So if we go over here, let's do the tangent first. And these are constraints. I'm going to click tangent. I'm going to click this line. I'm going to click our arc. Okay. Same, we're going to click tangent again. Click this line in our arc. Tangent. Then I'm going to click parallel. This line should be parallel. These lines should be parallel. Good. From there, a lot of these are going to be arbitrary where they already understand. What we can do is we can add equal. We want these two lines to be equal, right? And I think it's a great place to stop right there. So we added our constraints. We're on step number 4. I'm going to pause the video here. We'll be adding a circle in between. I'll come back and give you guys the second part of this video. This is a great place to stop. And I'll see you guys later on in class.